In this last segment, we talked with journalist Cole Stangler, based in Paris, about what's going on in Europe with the European Union. And one of the things that is really striking to me and to all of us, of course, about what's going on in the European Union now is the extent to which the unity of the European Union, and as we were saying with Cole, by the way, it's a mixed blessing, the European Union. It's certainly a neoliberal exercise of the global financial elite, and it gives some countries undemocratic control of others, as the Greeks would be more than happy to tell you that they've experienced with the Germans. On the other hand, one of the big pushbacks against it comes not from the left, that's really minuscule in terms of the pushback against the EU. The real pushback is coming from the right. It's coming from nationalists. That's the reason why Brexit passed in Great Britain. That's the reason why so many of British citizens voted to leave the European Union, was that they were sick of immigrants coming into their country from the Middle East, which is pretty ironic given this story I'm about to tell you about one of the iconic structures of Great Britain, and I'm talking about Stonehenge. Now, Stonehenge is, of course, the incredible set of stone monoliths built in a ring, whose origin has fascinated historians and others for many years. Also, Stonehenge, of course, the subject of a hilarious segment in one of my favorite movies. This is Spinal Tap. Stonehenge, though, in many ways considered the ultimate British monument. Okay, so an English monument. So, okay, interesting article reported upon in BBC. New study published in the journal Nature, Ecology, and Evolution. Funny thing about Stonehenge, the people who built it came from the Middle East. They did a study, they compared DNA extracted from Neolithic human remains with that of people found alive at the same time in Europe. They found out that these people came from somewhere near modern Turkey, Anatolia, moved to Iberia, headed north, hit Britain about 4000 BC, and pretty much wound up building places like Stonehenge. What does this tell us? This tells us that, it tells us that no country is ever as ethnically pure as it dreamed it once was. That these dreams that these nationalists have of the days when we were purely German, the days when we were purely English, the days when we were purely French, it's absolute nonsense. Any good geneticist will tell you that nations are a fiction, that in biological terms, we all blend together, we all come from different places. It really is one world. So whatever you think of the European Union, the global union of humanity is not a fiction, it's an inescapable fact.